25 or older, retire, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
At UW-Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW-Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW-Milwaukee. Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Peace and love, Milwaukee. Peace and love, Milwaukee. Peace and love. Welcome to the Grapevine on Truth Radio 101.7. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and today we're launching something very special. My people in the back don't really know about this, but it's Mindful Movement Mondays. Yep. Because too many people in our communities are surviving but not breathing, hustling but emotionally exhausted, moving but never grounded. So every Monday, we're talking mindfulness, healing, emotional wellness, discipline, fatherhood, movement, and peace in the community. And listen, Milwaukee, this is another thing. I just came up with this. Might have Ray back in the studio doing some push-ups to increase the size of his pecs. Oh, gosh. that always gets me. Once we hit 100 likes, so every time we hit 100 likes and subscribers connected to this movement, Truth Radio 101.7, I'll do 100 push-ups live. I'll do 100 push-ups live during our breaks. So every time we receive 100 subscribers, then guess what? I'll do 100 push-ups live on my live Facebook, live Instagram, and we'll just keep it going. I got this idea because I seen Truman McGee. He kept track of the amount of push-ups he was doing on for a long period of time, and let me tell you, it made a difference. It looked like it made a difference. So anybody, if you call up Truman, please let him know that I'm gonna challenge him to a few push-ups down here at the station. Is he down here? Oh no, good. I know usually he'll try to show up and show out. So today on our show we have brother Nickolas X joining us to talk about mindfulness, community. Man, he's a martial artist, and it's interesting because I happened to run past him, and I don't know a whole lot about Nick, but what I do know is that when I came to Milwaukee, when I came back to Milwaukee from Florida, I had this black belt meeting, and this black belt meeting was just to have a nice camaraderie session. And Brother William Muhammad showed up, and he bought a guest. And so this young man happened to be Nick, and I didn't know, why Nick was there initially, but then I later learned that Nick had graduated from one belt to the next. And let me tell you, this, I'm pretty sure that the information that he has on his mind is going to be succinct and valuable. And then at 3:00, we have Nyesha Stone. Nyesha is very interesting because she has a unique platform, and I don't want to like tease you guys too much. I'll just tease you just a little bit, but she has a unique platform that she comes from the journalistic perspective, and I don't want to give you guys too much, but you guys will love this conversation. Nyesha Stone, please, I can't wait to have a conversation with you. So this is gonna be real powerful. So I know we got Nickolas X coming into this studio. Hey, let's bring Nickolas X in. This is the Grapevine with Manan Sabir in the fill-ins. Yes. All right, Nick, how you doing, brother? Put your headphones on real quick.
I'm good. How about yourself?
Man, feeling good, man. You look good.
Yes, sir. Striving.
Yes. So, Nick, we're going to get right into it. I just told a story. I don't know if you heard the story.
Yes, sir.
Remember that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did we make you do push-ups?
Yes, sir. I didn't hit 100, though.
You didn't hit the 100?
Yeah, y'all was on me for that.
Oh, yeah, you was sweating a little bit.
A little bit.
Can you hit the 100 now?
Nah, I still can't hit the 100.
That's a problem.
I used to be able to hit the 100.
Okay.
I used to, but I think I hit 50 straight.
Yeah, that's
50 straight.
That's a problem. We got how you hit the 100. I'm gonna talk to Brother Will about that.
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Will, call in. We got a problem.
Yeah,
so,
man.
brother Nick, who are you?
A Muslim.
Hmm.
I'm a Muslim under the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yeah.
But also I serve in the capacity of the Confront Mass Incarceration Coordinator at the Milwaukee Turners.
Mm.
So, everything I do, though, I'm a Muslim with everything I do.
What does Muslim mean?
One who submits his will to Allah.
Mm. So, in your capacity at the Milwaukee Turners, tell me about it.
Well, really, we spend a lot of time, monitoring the legal landscape, monitoring the political landscape, watching those committees. In our teaching, we like a watchman on the wall, so we always looking for those issues that cause harm to our community. So, like, for instance, right now we got a flock campaign going on. And what we trying to do is we trying to get flock technology or automated license plate reader technology banned. Because this is a surveillance technology, and what it does is it reads your license plates indiscriminately.
Yeah.
So it don't matter. You don't no warrant. You ain't got to commit no crime.
Yeah.
Nothing. Anytime you drive past it, it records your license plate and sticks it in the database. So the more they do that, they get your life patterns, and they can establish a pattern of life on anybody at any time. And so that's a violation of privacy. That's a violation of our rights. But that these technologies tend to get used more against marginalized communities.
Right.
And this is a form of over-policing. And over-policing, obviously, that leads to, poor social relations. When you over-police a community, what happens is it obviously we ain't never had no trust in the black community. We ain't never had no trust in the institution of policing, but it reduces that relationship even worse. So there was a study by Frank Jude on Frank Jude. It's a peer-reviewed study, and they showed that over-policing leads to more crime.
Right.
And so this is a form of over-policing. So what they're saying that they want this to stop crime, but over-policing leads to more crime.
Man, that is as you were talking about the technological, I guess, advancement of over-policing in relationship to the license plate reading, it leads me to think about Palantir and their technology in relationship to war in totality, and how they have infiltrated the White House in many different aspects. And so their technologies are pretty much lending their hands in local communities. Am I right?
Yes, sir. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because all these technologies, they start in battlefields. So these are methods of pacification. So there's books by academics. One is called Cities Under Siege.
Hey, Cities Under Siege. Make sure you guys get that.
And it demonstrates that this is military urbanism, but what they do is they collect data on these populations, because after the civil rights era or after the 60s, warfare kind of changed. It wasn't state versus state anymore.
Right.
It became asymmetric warfare. So this means like rebellions and revolutions are sparking up from usually the indigenous population that is being colonized.
Right.
And so what happened is they had to adjust warfare, and this started during like really the Vietnam War. And so they adjusted their warfare. And so this is a well-armed state versus a population of people who are probably indigenous to the whatever land they're in colonialism.
Yeah.
And so what they did was they perfected surveillance technologies. This is how the internet come about. The internet was originally intended to be a mass surveillance apparatus.
Right.
So what ended up happening is they perfected these surveillance technologies, and over time it found its way right back to America. And so now, you got the militarization of the police, and then so now you got the police are almost like a domestic army, and then they got all these pacification techniques, right, that come from battlefields like the Middle East, or that come from former U.S. colonies or French colonies, and obviously they collaborate with other colonial states. And so what we got in Milwaukee, the police have all these different surveillance technologies, but it's not worth it because it's not stopping crime. It's just they're monitoring, and then when you decide that there's an issue that you disagree with and you decide to protest, well, now they're using the technology against you and to violate your First Amendment right. So
you're living at home, but you're walking on glass shards.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll get into it, and I think we'll probably take some callers. You guys hit us on the chat. Truth Radio. Also give us a call, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Let me tell you, Nickolas X is in the building. My little brother, by way of another brother, and we're gonna get some more information from you about this, about what you do, but then also I want to talk to you about your martial arts and how that lends a hand to what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You guys stay tuned. We'll be back. We're going to pay some bills. Well, you're in the Grapevine with Manan Sabir, Truth Radio. We got Nickolas X on the line with us in the studio, 101.7. Let's go.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
Another function of white supremacy, don't teach black people stuff, because if you give us a little bit of knowledge, we'll invent something totally new. That's why it was illegal to teach slaves to read, because if we could read, then we could write. And if we could write, we could communicate. And if we could communicate, we could plan. And if we could plan, we could strategize. And if we can plan and write and read and communicate and strategize, we could overthrow white supremacy because they've always known how fragile it is.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Brother Nick,
Sir.
you're a martial artist.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
Man, it mean a lot. To me, it means self-control, discipline,
Yeah.
consistency, because you can't get good at nothing without those attributes. So it brings out those attributes in you. And then the way that Brother Will or Sensei Will taught me
Yeah.
was he related every move that I learned to life. Like, for instance, like when you got somebody mounted on top of you, you got to be calm. You got to be thinking as you under pressure.
Right.
But that's the same thing you got to do, obviously, when in life.
Yeah.
When you under pressure in life, you still got to be calm. You still got to be thinking. You still got to be methodical, and you still got to be tactical, and you still got to have technique. And that's how Brother Will taught me. Brother Sensei Will taught me,
Right.
and he instilled it in me to the point where it's a part of my life. I think jujitsu. So like everything is warfare. People try to make it not that, but it is that in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
And even with yourself, you at war with yourself every day. You grappling with yourself every day.
Right.
And you got to keep control. And sometimes you're gonna lose. And one thing about the match, you're gonna lose. It's gonna humble you. And in life, you're gonna lose. You're gonna fail. But when every time you lose, you learn. So you really win.
That's right. What what high school did you go to? I know I asked it.
I went to Tech.
Yeah.
I went to Hamilton. I went to Marshall. I went to Greenfield High School too.
What?
Yeah.
So you had, all of these schools. What did you learn?
What did I learn?
Yeah.
I didn't learn much of nothing. I've done some studying on school to prison pipeline.
Yeah.
And things like, schools are like staging grounds. Everybody getting their respect in there. So I didn't really learn nothing. Believe it or not, I had to go to jail to graduate high school, that was the only time I was able to sit down and really think about, the schoolwork and pay attention to the schoolwork. Our people are in survival mode.
Yeah.
So, and if you know anything.
What does that mean? What does survival mode mean? What is that? Like, I was, when I walked in here, the first thought was survival mode.
Yeah.
Like, who out there is in survival mode? Like, and how do we overcome? How do we get out of survival mode?
Yeah, a large demographic of our people are in survival mode. So, after the 60s, so Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that integration was a trick.
Right.
And so after the 60s, instead of moving into integration, we moved into what sociologists term hyper segregation. So there's a book called Urban Outcast. It's written by a sociologist by the name of Loic Waquant, right? Loic Waquant coined the term hyper ghetto. So hyper ghetto and the factors of what make up a hyper ghetto is social isolation, economic abandonment, institutional abandonment, and every other kind of abandonment. And so the ghetto is a urban space or a geographic area that has been abandoned politically, economically. So after the civil rights era, you had what was termed deindustrialization.
Right.
So this is when the factories and stuff, they move to the suburbs or they go overseas. So the jobs left, right? And then they start redlining neighborhoods and they bound us, by policy into certain geographic spaces.
And just to give a heads up for people, redlining is when they actually really drew a red line around certain neighborhoods to keep you from moving out and also to keep other people from moving into your neighborhood. So the insurance companies would hike the prices up so you wouldn't have to go. So you couldn't go anywhere. They would, jack them up and you'd be in trouble.
And believe it or not, nobody did it better than Milwaukee.
Oh, man.
Milwaukee beat records
Yeah.
in this regard.
Yeah.
Milwaukee broke records.
Yeah.
And so you got this hyper segregation. So we're more segregated than we were before. The middle class that used to be in the ghetto that our grandparents lived in,
Right.
they left. So that was the stability. No stability. So that our neighborhoods became completely unstable. So then another factor of hyper ghetto is concentrated poverty. Concentrated poverty obviously caused social relations to break down. Because if this person got money and I don't, well, now people plotting on him, right?
Yeah.
And so this causes violent crime. So obviously robberies, stealing, that type of thing happens, then you get retaliation, right? Well, this happened for decades. So now you got over 4 decades now of hyper-segregation, social isolation, and now it's cultural.
Yeah.
So and social isolation mean where we live in these areas, but we never come into contact with mainstream society. So when we come into contact with mainstream society, we don't even know how to function. And then we don't have the necessary contacts or connections to teach or mentorship to teach us how to function in these societies. And so now it's because it's cultural, it's something that has completely destroyed our community. Then add on top of that crack, which was brought into our community.
Right. I remember the crack era.
Yeah, and then
it wiped whole loads of families out.
Then military weapons and ammunition. So you had all of this, right? And then systematic oppression. Yeah. And so we are this generation coming off the cusps of that. So now you got a generation which is really a fearless generation, but it's also an abandoned generation. And so we never took control of our communities.
Yeah.
So I know that, like, what does summer safety look like? You got people that are gonna say, oh, more police. But Milwaukee has broken records in regard to over policing.
Yep.
So if policing worked, then Milwaukee should be one of the safest cities in the country. We also broke records in regard to mass incarceration. So if incarceration worked, this should be one of the safest cities in the country. Am I right or am I wrong?
Is it one of the
most dangerous? So that lets you know that policing don't work. So then what is the root cause of crime? Unmet need. These young people are in survival mode,
right? Because
they're coming up in hyper violent areas.
How do we come out of survival mode? Like, you came out of it.
Yeah,
you were in it.
Well, for me, it was Islam.
Yeah.
But for me, we need, everybody not going to be a Muslim. So we need community control. We need to control our communities. We need to have political power in our communities. We need to have economic power in our communities. And we need to control the politics and everything that happens in our communities.
Right.
We need to control the business. Everything in our community needs to be controlled by us. Nothing should happen in our communities without us. I mean, that's a long-term goal. And, you know, social norms have to change.
Right.
So, you know, children do what's natural, right?
Yeah.
Until they learn what's normal.
Right.
So they do what's natural, which is good. And then they learn what's normal. And the social norms in our community are bad because of social engineering.
Right.
So we have
social engineering by who?
By many different corporations. It's the enemy. You know what I'm saying? To make a long story short, you got corporations. You saw what happened with hip hop.
Right.
So hip hop in the 90s was conscious.
Yeah. Hip hop in the 80s was conscious.
Yeah. Then labels got involved.
Right.
And then labels hijacked hip hop.
Right.
Then they changed the agenda. Then it became a part of the military entertainment complex. Right. So that's social engineering. When somebody has bought stocks in private prisons.
Yeah.
And then they won't allow a rapper to say something good on a track. So they promote criminality to our young people. And then when they go to prison, they profit. So that's textbook social engineering, but structural violence leads to physical violence. That's social engineering too.
On top of the speed of technology.
Yeah. And then social media don't make it any better.
Yeah.
And so it's like what we're dealing with is a problem that really the problem, the solution is in the problem. It's in us.
Say more about that.
Every man, like say, we want to stop violence. We want to say all the men in the community got to say no.
Right.
And then we got to physically go into the community and stop the violence. And I'm not saying that as a man who don't do that.
Right.
I'm saying that as a man who has stood in front of guns to stop the violence.
Yeah.
So, but we all got to do that. We got to embrace our young people and we got to mentor them. So like we have to get the professional class and we got to get, you know, the business class and we got to have them in the community so that these young people can see something other than a drug dealer.
So let me ask, real quick. Do we need to fast, 40 days and 40 nights? Do we need to eat right?
Need fasting. Yeah, we need to eat right. Yeah, we have to definitely have to eat right. If you don't eat right, you don't think right. The food ain't doing nothing. So your body just don't do nothing but extract the nutrients from your food and it goes straight to your brain. So if you eating chemicalized food or food that's a chemical weapon pretty much,
right?
Obviously you ain't gonna behave right. So
no Flaming Hots?
Nah, no Red 40.
You sure?
I'm sure. You ain't gonna catch me eating that.
in your before your days, nowadays, you had that and it affected you a lot.
Yeah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said you can't change the people unless you change their diet. And what I noticed when I stopped eating one meal, when I started eating one meal a day, it gave me confidence because I didn't think I could do that. Right. And then when I actually did it, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I could do this, right? And so then when it came time to kick my drug habit, because I was a drug guy, I was addicted to perks.
Yeah.
I used to smoke like a chimney.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can kick this too. Because if I could eat one meal a day, then I could kick all this other stuff too. And that's what I did. I kicked it. And I remember I was talking on the phone one day with Brother Gat Turner.
Yeah.
And
shout out to Brother Gat.
Yeah, I wanted to be a Muslim.
Yeah.
And but I'm smoking and teaching people.
Yeah.
And Gat was like, brother, you can't be smoking and teaching people, bro. you know. And then it was that day.
Yeah.
It was that day that I decided I was gonna quit.
Yeah.
And I actually came up with a structured plan to quit doing drugs.
Hey y'all, we're gonna pay some bills. We in the studio with Brother Nickolas X. Man, this is the Grapevine, the fill-ins. We're in Truth Radio Studios, 101.7. Let's go get it.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
Another function of white supremacy, don't teach black people stuff, because if you give us a little bit of knowledge, we'll invent something totally new. That's why it was illegal to teach slaves to read, because if we could read, then we could write. And if we could write, we could communicate. And if we could communicate, we could plan. And if we could plan, we could strategize. And if we can plan and write and read and communicate and strategize, we could overthrow white supremacy, because they've always known how fragile it is.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
Slow silent genocide. Welcome back to the Grapevine Truth Radio station 101.7. Listen, we got brother Nickolas X in the building. Let me tell you, we just were talking about food apartheid. We just had a coming back to Milwaukee. I was I was in Florida for a while, and I realized, as I was reading some of the headlines, some people were discussing how some of our grocery stores were closing down.
Yeah, so, and I was at a county board meeting, and they voted on a resolution to solve that problem. But this is opening up a door for us to own a grocery store or open a grocery store, because generally when these large food chains come into our communities, and Dr. Wesley got a report that you could just download online. It's called Waging War by Zip Code. And this report documents how they intentionally put bogus food in marginalized communities, Black and brown communities.
And you can break it down by the zip code, meaning that they also have a written list where it's broken down, right?
Yeah, and it directly, there's a direct correlation between that and violence, like soy or lead in the water. Soy disrupts your hormonal functions,
right?
So it makes it hard for people to control themselves. um, lead has the same effect.
Right.
So all of this stuff is concentrated in our communities, and obviously, when you have everything else that we talked about, the structural violence,
right?
You have the drugs present. You're gonna have violence in the community. So right now, with the food chains leaving,
right,
it opens up the door for somebody that's black that has the best interest of our community to open up a community-owned store. And I know they talked about that a little bit at the county board meeting. I believe it was DHHS,
right?
That introduced the resolution, and and shout out to Brother David Muhammad.
Right. Yep.
Because I know he work in that department. He spent a lot of time mentoring me too.
Right.
But I just know that that's something that we need to get on. We need to get on immediately. Like we definitely need to take control of the sources of food in our communities.
So are we taking control of the sources of food? I think, you look at individuals such as Andre Lee Ellis, and then, you also have people like Will, who from Growing Power, and he's on the South Side now. And I go there because my daughter goes to school over there near his gardens, and he has a large plot dedicated to community garden. You have Alice's Garden, helmed by Sister Venus. Is it enough?
It's not enough, but I don't think a lot of people know about it. So I think we need to do a better job of promoting the good that we do in our communities. I've seen what Andre Lee Ellis is doing with my own eyes. That's a beautiful thing. And then he's taking kids or young people from who would be
from the neighborhood
doing something else.
Yeah, and that's
he's taking them
neighborhood,
teaching them how to cultivate food. So that's a beautiful thing, and that's a skill.
Yeah,
that's a real skill. So and they can monetize that skill. I really think that we need to be having urban gardens, and we need to have gardens outside of our communities too.
Yeah,
but we need to have a lot of urban gardens, and that'll open up jobs for our young people. That'll give young people skills. That'll give them something to do, and it'll beautify our communities.
Yeah,
and they're just seeing that has an effect on your psychology.
So if would it, you think the incarceration rates would go down if everybody ate vegetables? I mean, this is a basic conversation, right? Like if everybody ate 1 meal a day, exercise, once a day, would the incarceration rates go down?
Without a doubt. I mean, if you eat 1 meal a day, you have a level of discipline.
Yeah.
And if you eat the right foods, you able to think right. So a lot of us we're not able to think right. And then if you add on top of that trauma, so trauma literally shuts down the prefrontal cortex in the brain.
Right.
So with that, and what we was talking about survival, and it puts you in survival mode. Well, if we eat the right foods and we have the right diet, then it become a lot easier for us to think. Like I started eating 1 meal a day, and there's been times where I have deviated from that, where I've ate more than 1 meal a day, and I feel effects immediately. I immediately know, like I feel like I ate too much, and it become harder for me to think. It become harder for me to focus on my work. It become harder for me to do anything, and it make me lazy. I have less energy. So when a lot of us eating 4-5 meals a day, then it come from McDonald's.
Right. So look, and here's one of the reasons why I think we need to look this up too, because there's a reason why we eat 3 meals a day. It's not because it wasn't because of the fact that it was healthier for us. It was marketed as a marketing engine by this. Forgot the guy's name. If somebody can pull it up, or call in at 833-212-1017. We'd love to have that person. But I think his name is like Erdman or something like that. Something, I forgot his last name, but he was a psychologist, and he was basically saying that he wanted to sell, food and make people go run to the grocery store, basically. And it wasn't until I just learned this information probably about a year ago, and then the light clicked, and it was like, yep, that's it, because I don't need, these 3 meals a day. I can just do one. I can fast. I can wake up, break fast, and not eat, and then at noon maybe get a little something, and then I'll be done for the rest of the day. Yeah. And it works out so well. Like your immune system is heightened. Your small intestines, your large intestines are taking a break. You're not like your colon is not impacted. Also, a lot of people are coming down with, colorectal cancer. And, so you're not getting as much action, in the area, in the bottom area. So everything is kind of calm. And so that allows us, especially as human beings, to think clearly and more on emotional, high level emotional IQ than not. Right?
Yes, sir. It has an effect on your serotonin. So how many meals a day you eat has an effect on serotonin, and serotonin in your brain also has an effect on how you regulate your emotions. Mm-hmm. So that's a fact. And it's interesting that what you said earlier, about them wanting to market 3 meals a day to sell food.
Right.
Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that in the book, How to Eat to Live. Mm-hmm. He said that they would do that for commercial purposes.
Right.
And then he also talked about the weaponization of food. Mm-hmm. And he wrote that a long time ago. I don't know the exact date, but I know he was teaching it in the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Right.
And then it came true. But he said it would be for commercial purposes.
That's true. That is completely correct. And now look at what we got going on. We have commercial food.
You got McDoubles, Murder King,
right.
Chick-fil-A.
But even look, here's Chick-fil-A. Look, we even have people who are food influencers. We literally have food influencers. So people like I said, I lived in the land. I lived in Miami Beach, man, and people would literally come down and do food influencing. I seen all of them. Majority of them that would come down and have their vacations. They would, be filming their food and taking pictures and posting on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. And the food would be jacked up, but it's you can tell, but that the food was unhealthy. Because why would I have to eat, this large plate of lobster, French fries, rice, and sausage in order to feel like, I'm doing something to my body? Unhealthy, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. The beautiful thing about today is a lot of people are actually thinking about healthy eating. Mm. So you got all these different, now you got influencers like Yaki Awaken. And this happened when Dr. Sebi passed. Right. Everybody started paying attention to it. And the beautiful thing is a lot of people don't know this. Dr. Sebi was a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah,
also.
He was. Yeah.
So it's a lot of people now, they have health and wellness on their minds. I don't think a lot of people know or have access to the material to teach them how to eat the right foods, but they're thinking about it. Mm. And so that's a good thing, that there's a general awakening going on in our communities where we're realizing, okay, this food that we're eating is commercialized, it's chemicalized, and they have deliberate motives, like you said, slow genocide. Mm. They have deliberate motives towards Black and brown peoples.
Right.
When we talked about earlier, pacification methods.
Right.
Well, pacification methods ain't just surveillance technology. Pacification methods is also drugs.
Hold that thought. We're going to come right back with Nickolas X. Listen, we're going to pay these bills. Truth Radio 101.7, Manon Sabir and the Grapevine, the fill-ins. We got Nickolas X filling in, baby. Hold on. Let's pay these bills.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
The Brew Crew are back on June 2nd.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Francisco Giants.
Got him swinging. Threw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
Brewers baseball is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in June 2nd at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
At UW-Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW-Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW-Milwaukee, Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
At UW Credit Union, we have best-in-class technology and peopleology. Like if you lose your card, you can stop by in-branch for a same-day replacement, or you can have a new one instantly issued to the app. So whether you prefer interacting with our snappy online interface or our in-person regular faces, UW Credit Union is always here for every you. And whichever you choose, it's the best of both worlds. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back. This I'm gonna give us the call-in number again. You're in the Truth Radio, the Grapevine 101.7, Manon Sabir in the fill-ins. Let me tell you, we got brother Nickolas X. Please call us 1-833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. This Truth Radio. We got brother Nickolas X in the building. Nick, incarceration. You did Fed, state. What happened?
Drugs and guns. Drugs and guns, and then
isn't that the issue with like a lot of us though? Like, you know, a lot of folks in the neighborhoods, but then also, you know, across the country, you know, drugs and guns.
Yeah, so I wasn't able. I had a good lawyer, so I didn't get charged with everything. But yeah, I ended up going to federal prison. I went to state prison too. So I had a long. It took me a long time to get to where I was at. But in federal prison, I was able to sit around millionaires off drugs. You know, people who like really did it better. People who ran whole neighborhoods and sections. You know, people who had old money from the 80s, right? But you sitting in prison, right? You got all this money, but you can't spend it. You can only spend the amount they allow you to spend a week on canteen. So it was an eye-opener for me. I knew then, and I knew I couldn't out-tough everybody in there. You in federal prison. You got real contract hitmen sitting in there. So it's like, I can't out-tough y'all. You know, and I'm not even going to try to. And if you made millions off this and you still not successful, then I know there's no success in this, right? So when I came out, I ain't gonna lie, I ran the streets, you know, for a couple more years until Muhammad Moss number 3 got a hold of me. But when I really changed my life when I met Minister Farrakhan.
Right.
I got the chance to shake his hand. And that was when my life changed. Never was the same human after I met that man.
Give me let me ask you this. What sometimes transformation to some people, especially our listeners, right? Sometimes transformation seems quick. Like, hey, you know, this person's telling this story during this hour-long period of time, and then all of a sudden, like, their life changed, and then here's Nickolas X. But it didn't happen that way. But give me, like, I'm gonna ask for the antithesis to that, and I'm gonna ask, what was the minute? Like, give me the minute where it was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. What was like that? You know, that 180 moment where your brain said to yourself, like, hey, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I'm out.
Yeah, so and I want to say, you know, you're right. It wasn't overnight for me.
Yeah.
So I when I came out of federal prison, I was in a halfway house over there on 25th and Locust. I believe it's called Parsons.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And I was in there, and Brother David Muhammad used to come pick me up out of there and take me to the mosque.
Really?
Yeah, he used to come pick me up out of Parsons' house, and he used to take me to the mosque.
Yeah.
And so I would attend
Shout
the
out
mosque.
to Brother Dave.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
that's my guy, man.
Yes, sir. He been a mentor for me throughout my whole Islam. And yeah, so he used to pick me up to the mosque. But when I left the halfway house, I was still running the street. I wasn't done. But I always made
100
time.
miles an hour.
Yeah. I always made time to go to the mosque though. And so like it didn't matter how low I got, I still would go there. And so just enough of listening to the teaching, you know, in Mosque 3, it started to get to me. But the breaking point was this. My brother killed himself one day. And that was a pain that was so deep that like we talked about earlier, I felt that in my DNA.
Yeah.
And he started having mental health issues. And it was due to drugs. He was doing drugs and he never came back from it. And he started having mental health issues. I couldn't help him. And I didn't know how to help him. I was knee deep in the street. You know, people was dying left and right around me. And I'm knee deep in the street, you know, and everything is happening around me. At one time, then my brother killed himself. And then I just couldn't, like, at that point, I knew that I never wanted to be in a position where I can't help. And so I dedicated my life to service. And that's what brought me to Allah, because that was the first time that I had to actually turn to Allah, because that was a pain I couldn't deal with.
So after the funeral, it was like, I gotta do this.
Yeah, soon as it happened, it broke me down. Soon as it happened. So I knew, like, it was a pain that you could only turn to God, from. That was the only way I could get relief from it. I was doing drugs, I was popping perks, nothing was working. I was still in pain. I'm on the drugs, I'm high, I'm still in pain.
So you couldn't even run for the pain because you
couldn't run.
But you were high.
I'm trying to run. It wasn't working. I had to go to God. I ain't had no choice. I'm in the shower breaking down. You know, I'm in the shower breaking down, crying out to God.
Still high. And
a lot of people think that, oh, you know, you got to be perfect to come to God. I ain't perfect now. I ain't holy. Right. You know, I'm not holy now. Like, we talk about diet, I'm striving to eat the best diet.
Let me ask you about it.
Because on Thanksgiving, a brother deviates sometimes. You know, I ain't gonna never eat no pork or nothing, but, you know, brother deviates sometimes.
There's no pork on your fork. So let me ask you about that. What's your personal life like? Like, what are you doing to work out? I mean, you wake up.
Yeah, so
besides work, you
currently
talk about work.
I attend a gym. It's called Red Schaefer. It's a mixed martial arts gym.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Shout out to Red.
Shout out to Red Schaefer, man. We gotta have you on the channel. Please tell Red.
I was there this morning.
Yeah.
I was there this morning.
Tell Red, stop avoiding me. Come on through. No, I'm just kidding.
So I was there. I go there in the morning. So I usually attend the 6 a.m. class. I get up 4 in the morning. You know, I do my prayer. I try to get some reading in.
Right.
Because you got to read. Read in the name of our Lord, right?
Yeah.
And they reveal scriptures, which they want you to read, right? So I read. Then I go to the gym.
Yeah.
And that's my exercise. Because, you know, when you grappling or when you doing mixed martial arts, it don't get much more than that. And then so all of my exercise is tailored towards that. So all of my exercise are fight exercises. So everything, and Sensei Will taught me fight exercise. He taught me well.
Fight exercise, not flight exercise. Everybody, there's a difference between fight and flight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not flighting anything.
Yeah.
You're fighting.
And I eat 1 meal a day. A lot of people, I do this eating 1 meal a day. So
You still drink water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this morning, I grappled probably like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just know that last time I ate was yesterday around 4 in between 4 and 6.
Right.
So and I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not hungry right now, so it's doable. So a lot of people are like, well, you know, I'm too active. I can't eat. Yeah, you can. You can't eat 1 meal because you ain't fighting 4-5 people in the morning.
Right.
And you know.
Yeah.
And so that's what you could do it while you still have a heavy schedule.
Right.
So with that being said, it's doable. But that's what my day. After that, I usually will go to work. I usually will show up at the Turner Hall, and then you know we got the campaign. We got multiple things. I also work with the young people in Val Phillips in the jail facility. So I go in there and I work with.
And you see a lot of different types of young people in that facility, don't you?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And they have a lot of things going on. Do you find that they're finding inspiration from you?
Yes, sir. I mean, here's the thing. So I think like the media is most effective devil in America. MEDIA.
Yeah.
The media makes them seem like something that they not.
Right.
You know, when you get in there and as long as you come, my policy is respect first.
Yeah.
I come respect first. I make sure they know that I love them.
Yeah.
And I get the same love back. I never have an issue out of them. I never have a problem. They're very cooperative. These are good young people that just found themselves in bad circumstances. So like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says, he said, we righteous by nature, we wicked by circumstance.
That's right.
So these young people, when you talk to them, they're very it's easy to teach them. I used to work in MPS. I used to do VFZ.
Yeah.
The teachers would have an issue with the student. I would get the student in the VFZ office. He'd be sitting there quiet within like 5 minutes doing his work. You got to be culturally competent. You got to understand your people. And then, like, I know that they not, what people try to make them out to be.
Right.
They're not what they're surviving. It's social survival. So along with that, structural violence is a book by a sociologist by the name of Elijah Anderson. It's called Code of the Street. It shows how the structural violence caused that culture that we talked about.
Yeah.
So I know that, and I also lived it. I know that it's social survival. They do certain things because they have to. So when you grow up around sharks, you get bit. So with that being said, they have to have a rough exterior. It's because if they get labeled sweet in one of our neighborhoods, is to be robbed, humiliated, socially humiliated. Is to be jumped on. Is anything. So they really not that. They have to have a rough exterior.
Yep.
They have to seem like that.
They soft on the inside, hard on the outside.
They God. When you get to know them, then you find out, oh, this God. You dealing with God.
Hey, this is Brother Nickolas X. Please hit us up on the chat. We got, this is some good information. We're gonna pay some bills. 101.7 Truth Radio, the Grapevine, the fill-ins with Manon Sabir, Nickolas X in the studio. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna hit them with some rapid fire questions. All right, y'all, pay these bills.
Wake up to Truth in the Morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
Again, I'm the legendary Home Blow, along with my girl,
Bailey Coleman.
True Nation, we want to hear from you. 833-212-1017.
Truth in the Morning.
I love you, baby. I just love the different talks, how y'all mix it up.
Truth in the Morning.
As a community, we have to take a deeper look at our family, at our friends, and ourselves, help other people heal. Be kind to people. Be concerned about people's well-being. And I love you all. You all have been rocking it out. Salute. God bless.
Wake up to Truth in the Morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
101.7 FM.
The Truth. Homer and I will be the new morning show.
Truth in the morning.
On the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Love y'all.
We'll be black.
So don't change your dial.
You're listening to 101.7 FM, The Truth of Milwaukee.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
When Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Yes. Welcome back to the Grapevine with Manan Sabir, me, and the fill-ins. We got brother Nickolas X filling in. Man, this is a fantastic segment, and interview, and the answers you were giving are very healthy.
Right, be to Allah.
Who are your parents? Tell me about your parents.
My dad is actually a psychologist.
No, you tripping?
I'm serious. Dr. Stephen Morgan.
What?
Yeah. And my mom dead. So I'm half black, half white. My mama white.
Yeah.
And so my mom died. She came up hard. Put it like that.
Yeah. How did that affect you?
Well, I spent a lot of my childhood in the system. So my mom, she signed her rights over. And so I was in group homes and stuff like that. And it's like DMX said in that song, group home is an institution, prepared me for jail. And he said it a different way, but I ain't gonna get on the radio and say that.
Right.
But I know, it prepared me, for jail then. And that was in Arizona, but then I came back to Milwaukee and I lived with my father for a little bit and didn't work out. I was already infected by what had happened to me. And I ended up, in the streets. So.
Wow. So your dad is basically a educator.
Yeah, he's a psychologist.
Yeah.
He actually works with
Yeah.
with people now. I don't even know the name of the company he works with, but in the research that I do, I've referenced him before. I've cited him, some of his works.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is like a full 360 moment.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. He just got his doctorate.
Really?
Just recently. Yeah, in Arizona.
Congratulations.
It's a beautiful
Dad.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys close?
Yeah. Yeah, we talk all the time. Our relationship, well, he sees the stuff that I'm doing, he really supports it.
Mhm.
You know, and he always supported the good that I do.
Right.
So,
Man, so like what that's such a deep journey. That's such a deep journey when you're, as a child, your rights are given to someone else.
into the system.
Right. How did you at what age?
8 years old.
How did you feel at that time?
Abandoned.
If you go back to being 8 years old right now, what happened? Like, I know that day was hard.
Yeah, so they took us to like a skyscraper building in Phoenix, and then we went to like the top floor, and then they took me to the group home by like 3 a.m. And I remember thinking in my head, like, what in the world have I got myself into? And I didn't do nothing, so I didn't like break the law or nothing like that. So, but there was people in there that was in there because they was in there for being gangster, you know. So, but I wasn't that. I was in there because of, you know, some issues that I had with my mom. I didn't have with my mom. It's really my brother and my mom had an issue,
right?
And it ended up getting CPS involved. But we was already had a social worker because we had to stay in a homeless shelter in Phoenix. So we already had a social worker that used to bring us, like, because we didn't have beds or we didn't have like furniture.
Right.
So like the social worker felt bad and would bring us like blankets to sleep on and pillows. We didn't have that type of stuff. And then so we already had a case. And then a situation happened between my brother and my mom. I ain't gonna get in detail, but that situation resulted in us actually going to physical group homes. And I was in 20 different placements. I was in 2 foster homes, but the rest was group homes. It was 10 boys in a home. Yeah, I was in 20 different placements. Yeah, I didn't get out till I was 14. It was like being in jail.
Yeah.
Without being in jail.
Did you blame your dad?
No, it wasn't his fault. No, I didn't blame him at all.
And you knew him?
Yeah, I knew who he was. So he was trying to get me back. So my mom, you know, their relationship didn't go good. And my mom, you know, you remind me of your dad. You know, and she taught me not to like my father. And then so for a while I didn't like my father, but it wasn't his fault.
Right.
And so, but now, like I saw the hell that he went through, you know, trying to get me back.
Right.
You know, but then when he got me back, I had been, you know, I was a whole different, you know. So and so that didn't last very long. I ended up, you know, in the street, homeless, you know. So, but I just know, and then so as I got older, you know, me and my dad got close, like real close. So it's a beautiful thing. And before my mom died, we got close. I didn't see her for 15 years. So I didn't see her I didn't see her from 13 until I was about 27.
Wow. So let me say this.
28.
In Africa, they there's a tradition in some parts of Africa, in some countries, and also in some and more specifically some tribes, where they will, as the teenager, especially a boy, gets of age, they will send that boy to basically the wilderness, i.e. the uncle's house or the other male relative's house, and allow them to, you know, hack it over there. So the father and mom have this child, and then the child will then be transported over to the uncle's house. Sometimes they also, in Senegal, they will send boys out into the wilderness. How important is the wilderness for our young people? Because we don't get enough of that, do we?
Yeah, I couldn't even answer a question like that. I have heard of that before. I do know that we need to get nature. That's really good for our mental health. As far as, you know, how we did it back in the days, I couldn't really answer that, but I do know I did see a tribe, and in order to be a man, it's like a rites of passage. You got to fight a lion. I think that's the tribe that I was from. I don't know, because you know we came through the transatlantic slave trade. You know, so but I think that's the tribe that I'm part of, because I would have been slaying lions if I was in Africa.
Did you think you slayed the lion coming through life?
Yeah, I crushed my beast. 'Cause I got the beast. I'm battling with myself every day.
Yeah,
you know, so I crushed my beast. So in that sense.
So if you were talking to
it's
your
not fully crushed.
So if you were talking to your 14-year-old self now, what would you say to your 14-year-old self to crush the beast?
Man, I don't have a lot to say. I don't have a lecture.
Go ahead.
But really, you know, everything happens for a reason, you know? Because that made me who I am now. I'm really relatable. I can relate to people. I have empathy. I can see something and be ready and tear up, and it ain't gonna do it me.
Right.
So it made me like that. Going through hell, you know, the fire shape you, and the fire also purifies you. So to an extent, like I have a deep empathy for humanity in general.
Right.
Like I don't like watching anybody suffer. I don't care about your class, color, or creed. I don't care. I don't like seeing nobody suffer. So it installed that because all I know is suffering. Like I come straight from hell. I didn't come from heaven.
Wow. You didn't fall out of heaven like the fallen angel.
No, I came straight from hell. That's all I know.
Man. You guys call in 1-833-212-1017. We got Nickolas X in the studio. So you came straight from hell.
Yeah.
What? Man, really? What was hell like?
North side of Milwaukee. That's a good example of hell. If that ain't hell, I don't know what is. I ain't never heard of no devil, redhead devil, coming out the ground. But I know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he'd bring you face to face with God and the devil. And I'm very familiar with my devil. I'm very familiar with like every decision. You know, there's times that, you know, I had to control myself, you know, and martial arts played a big role in helping me control myself. But as a Muslim, there's times that, you know, I want to, you know, get ignorant too.
Yeah.
But I can't allow it anymore.
So you've been in life or death situations?
Many times. I got shot 4 times.
What happened?
That's a long story. That's a long story. Put it like this.
Yeah.
Make a long story short, somebody was trying to rob me. I wasn't going. But now that I think about it, it wasn't worth it. I should have just gave up my stuff. I was, you know, trying to be, you know.
In the martial arts, we tell you this to give it up.
Yeah.
We tell you.
But in my pride was that, you know, because I grew up doing the robbing.
Okay.
So and I thought I could never get got.
Yeah. And they got you.
They got me. Yeah. And they got me.
How close were you to not living?
Yeah, that was the first time.
Anytime somebody pulls a gun and shoots you, that's very close to not living.
That was the first time I accepted death. I was walking down the street. I seen the blood start coming out of my mouth like a movie. You know, in the movie, when you see the blood come out your mouth, you die.
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to die. And then it happened over there on Capitol, by the liquor store on 71st.
Yeah.
And then I'm walking up, and then the police come try to arrest me. And my arm was broken, and my ribs was broken. So when she tried to handcuff me, she ain't know that my arm was broken. And then so I snatched away and ran from her, and I got bullets through me, and I still dusted her. Right? And then I made it up to the, the Wong's Walk.
Yeah.
Then the police came out the cut, and they upped the gun. They upped all them guns on me. I'm like, man, they finna finish the job. That's what went through my head. Like, they finna kill me.
Right. They're a part of the story.
Then they came and tackled me down in right on the island in between the McDonald's and the Wong's Walk.
Yeah, I know that
island. And they tackled me down, and my ribs was broken. Then they find out, oh, you the victim. Like, yeah. That's what I was trying to tell you. And then so when I get to the hospital, now they trying to act like, oh, you know, this and that. You know, we apologize. Like, I don't need your apology. Just get out my face.
How many of your friends from the streets have been lost? Give me a roundabout number.
We all was lost.
I got a number. I'm talking about lost, like dead.
Dead. We all of us. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't say a number because everybody that I was around was like that, man. My generation turned this city up. It was my generation that did that. So the people that I went to high school with, the people that I went to middle school with, we broke the records as far as homicides. I mean, not me personally, but our generation did. Yeah. So I never thought in my mind that it would be my generation that I mean, I should have known this how bad we was in school. I should have knew then.
Yeah, y'all was rough.
Yeah, I should have knew then, but yeah, it was my generation that did that, so I was surrounded by it. But then again, though, Milwaukee always been a rough place, so I don't know, what you expect out of people coming up in that kind of environment.
What was the music? Was the music that you listened to? Was that a part of your theme? Was it a part of your theme this is gonna sound crazy, but like I don't know if you ever saw the movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. So when I think the guy was named, what's his name? You say I'm Gonna Get You Sucker?
You finna bring up Dave Chappelle?
No, I'm about to bring up Keenan Ivory Wayans, and he said every he was in this part of a movie, and I think the movie is going to the outro.
No, I'm thinking Undercover Brother. That's why I said Dave
Undercover
Chappelle.
Brother. No, but somebody asked. It was a band that was playing next to him, and somebody says, "What's this?" He was like, "Every hero needs a theme song or needs a theme band, basically." And so, like, what was it? Did you think that the music was a theme to a lot of your generation's misfitting?
I know it was. But here's the thing. This what make my situation unique is my dad used to listen to Tupac. So I always used to listen to Tupac. So like when I was in group homes, Tupac got me through the group homes.
Right.
And I believe that may be why I'm a Muslim today, because I always knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
I could recite history to you through lyrics, through Tupac lyrics. But then I remember in high school when Chief Keef came out. Remember Bang Bang, right?
Yeah.
He had the dreads covering his face.
Yeah.
The whole city turned into Chief Keef. Everybody all of a sudden was BD, Black Disciple.
Right.
I remember that. So yeah, definitely had an influence. And then everybody became a shooter. I mean, people were shooting things beforehand, but people are identifying like I'm a shooter.
Right.
They're identifying in that way. So it's a different because one thing about identity, I took a philosophy class at Marquette. I'm still going to Marquette, but
congratulations. What's your major in?
I'm not majoring. I got a bunch of free classes. They gave me 8 free classes.
Perfect. That's perfect.
I took a philosophy class, and one thing about identity is whatever you identify as, your actions are going to equal up with that. Otherwise, you're not that. So when we identify as certain things, obviously, if I identify as a shooter, then as soon as I get the chance, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to prove myself. And so it's like I watched that happen. Like I watched everybody go from what they was to becoming a shooter. I seen it in high school.
Right.
And then all the other, rap came out, and then it just downhill from there.
I know a lot of the crime is concentrated.
Yeah.
In certain areas in Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't and I'm not promoting this, but I know every area, suburb and urban, has their own particular crimes. Why did it stay in one area versus it going out to the other areas?
Well, that's because it's like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, our areas are colonies. And a colony is run from outside of the area.
Yeah.
But it's run what's going on inside the area is controlled by outside. So if you look at the north side of Milwaukee, all the politics and the economics, it's not being controlled from the north side. These are other people controlling that. And then, we're condemned to a geographic space.
Right.
And we don't have no opportunity. And obviously crime is a result of unmet need. So when people don't have their needs met, they're gonna survive.
Right.
And so and so that's why you have so much crime in this area. But then add social engineering, as we talked about earlier, through music. That's why we need to teach these young people media literacy. And then you got all these drugs concentrated in this community, and they know you're gonna sell drugs because they deindustrialization. They took all the jobs from you.
Yeah.
It's like Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, they're not gonna be able to employ you forever. We ain't listen. Directly, he said it. Now we're dealing with the consequences of it. We're dealing with the consequences of not listening. So what we're dealing with. So in our communities, the crime is gonna be concentrated there because we are not getting our needs met, and until we take control of our community, that's the only way it's gonna get met, is if we do it. We have to create the jobs.
Wow.
We have to have the businesses, and we have the talent to do it. Like we had a black president. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we can do it. It's the talent is there. It's not a matter of talent. It's just a matter of we have to have knowledge of self, because we don't love ourselves. We don't, like when you go to college, you're not going to college to benefit you. You're going to benefit somebody corporation.
Right.
So, but you need to be thinking about how can I use this for me in my community.
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pay these community bills. You got 101, the 101.7 The Truth Radio, the Grapevine, Manon Sabir, the fill-ins. Let me tell you, we have Brother Nickolas X in the building. We're gonna get into mindfulness on the way back. Hey, you guys, call in 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017 or hit us up on the chat. This is a really, really good conversation, but we're going to talk about mindfulness and see how we can understand mindfulness.
Just want to really congratulate Mech on this very important venture that y'all on right now. I think it's real dope. I think it's real important, and I'm looking forward to listening to y'all. You know, usually y'all listen to talk radio at this time. But y'all is on here, and it's something that I'm looking forward to listening to, getting some real community on that in that space.
Keep texting, keep calling, keep being you, Truth Nation. Milwaukee Black Talk, 101.7 The Truth.
What's the word, Milwaukee? It's your favorite producer, Mech. Don't just check in. Tap in with Jazz Tyler.
Tap in. We are live and direct Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And I am your host, Jazz Tyler. This platform is for the youth, the voices of the city. We are here to remind the world that your voice matters. Hit us up, tap in, and let us know what's on your mind because the time is now. Tap in.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Don't settle for a fixer-upper. Build a brand new home with Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity. They partner with first-time buyers to make home ownership possible with little to no down payment and a team that's on your side every step of the way. Even if you're just starting to explore what's possible, they're here to help you take the next step. If your household earns between $55,000 and $90,000 a year, you may qualify. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
Welcome back. Let me tell you, we got Nickolas X in the building. This is the Grapevine with Manon Sabir in the fill-ins. Nickolas X is filling in. The Truth Radio 101.7. Let's talk about mindfulness. Tell me about mindfulness and the nervous system. Like, how do we balance out our nervous system? How do you balance out your nervous system?
That's a complex question because as we spoke earlier, my dad is a psychologist. So I spent most of my life in survival mode.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until I got out of survival mode that I realized how much damage had been done.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in survival mode, you don't know you being traumatized. You don't know. And then it's not until you get out of survival mode that you have time to think about, oh, this what happened to me, right?
Right.
And then I realized like living that kind of lifestyle did a lot to me. So it's a book that I like reading. It's called The Body Keeps Score.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about the nervous system. So your trauma gets recorded in your nervous system
mm-hmm.
on a cellular level. And it comes back up via triggers.
That's right.
And so they start finding this out through military soldiers in the Vietnam War. They were coming back and they were studying and they were trying to figure out, because they used to call PTSD battle fatigue.
Right.
And they were trying to figure this out. And then when they studied PTSD and they studied the trauma, when they studied the symptoms of trauma, that's when they found out that like, oh, it's not until you get out of survival mode that you're able to even focus on that. So like when you're in the middle of war, you ain't got time to focus on your mental health. You have to survive.
Right.
And then when the soldiers came back, and this is another thing with the young people, because the young people had the same symptoms. So they was doing a group, and they realized that the soldiers only came to life, like they were like dead, like didn't want to talk, didn't want to socialize. But when the soldiers would only come to life when they talked about war, then they would come to life, like they would get excited and all that, right? And a lot of those soldiers who displayed that symptom, they would go back to war. They would end up going back to the military. Well, it's the same thing in the street with young people. And you pay attention, they be running the street for a long time. They're not really interested in nothing. They're not really trying to socialize or nothing. But then if you talk their language, if you talk about it, they come to life. They got all these war stories that and then like them are generally the ones that when you see them come out the street, right, they go right back, right? That's a symptom of PTSD is seeking out traumatic events.
Right.
So you begin to seek out trauma. It's a symptom of PTSD,
So
and that's what we're seeing with our young people.
So if I had a friend who was he was killed, and the guy who killed him, I think he was playing one of the shooting video games, whatever video game you shoot people or whatever, right? He got a call. He came to whatever house it was, and he had a conversation with my friend. He killed my friend. He went back home and started playing the video game again.
That's heavy.
That's
like it was nothing.
Like it was nothing. Trauma. He had to continue. He had to stay in the trauma.
Yeah.
Man, that's
deep. And you see that with young people. They thrill seeking. Like you'll see that young people that come up in these areas, people are like, why are they doing this? Well, why do they keep doing this? Like, why are they? That's what they wanted. It's not a lot of them have PTSD. Our people don't go to doctors.
Right.
So we don't know unless a doctor tell you got PTSD. You're not gonna know. And then if you still surviving, you're not even really aware of the symptoms. It's not until you stop living that life that you become aware of the symptoms. So it's like me. Like I work at the Turner Hall, right? And at the Turner Hall, it's downtown. It's right next to Pfizer Forum.
Right.
Ain't nothing finna happen over there.
Right.
But when I'm doing my research or when I'm doing my work, sometimes I'm sitting there and it's like I'm anticipating something's gonna happen. I feel it in my body. I can feel it in my body. I feel like something's gonna happen. And then I wasn't able to realize that until just recently, and I'm 30 years old now. And I wasn't able to realize that. And
do you meditate?
I try to. I do when I pray. And I don't pray as much as I should, but I do when I pray. And I don't meditate as much as I should. I see the value in it though.
Is it important?
I think it is important. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but I know the people who do meditate, they have demonstrable benefits.
Wow.
So I do know that.
Staying strong. We're taught to stay strong. We're taught by our dads, uncles, aunts, moms, whatever in our community, stay strong. It's all good. It's all good. Somebody dies, we don't cry. What's going on with that?
I ain't gonna lie. Martial arts does in the martial arts community. You do kind of get stoic, I would say, but I think it's a balance to it because you don't want to be, like complaining.
Yeah.
But then again, you don't want to be holding that stuff in. It's not healthy to be holding it in and not talking to anybody about it and not taking care of your mental health. So you got to find a delicate balance there because you also don't want to come off, because you are in a hostile world and you do have to survive.
That's right. Hey, we got a caller on the line. Zach. Muhammad.
Yep.
What's up? How you doing? Welcome to the Truth Radio.
Hey, brother. Okay, brother. Man, I just wanted to call in. I was waiting for a while, but I did not mind whatsoever because, I had trained myself. To be honest, I had stopped listening to Truth past 1 o'clock. I couldn't do it anymore. And I felt like, as a black man that's in Milwaukee, raising 3 kids, trying to do the right thing, it moved away from being a safe space. I'm getting called a bot and hung up on when I wasn't agreed with while listening to other individuals. But besides that, I remembered about the change. I tuned in, and it was so good hearing. And this is the type of stuff that I was looking for, where this young brother telling his story is relatable not only to myself, but I know many of us that are dealing with these things. And I'm happy to see it kind of come back to what it was supposed to be at Truth Radio. So I thank you both, Brother Manan and Brother Nickolas, for just opening up, sharing his stories, and I can relate with a whole lot of it. I'm also from Arizona.
Oh, man.
My father, my mother's African American, but my father was from Somalia in Africa. So his tribe, Adam Magubi, which translates to Black Adam, they did that, go away for a few years, away from your mother, become a man. They would go to the bush, what would be considered out in nature. And, that's a part of us becoming men, too. You're finding yourself out. We're all going to lose our parents one day, and just building the respect, the love, but also the understanding of life and human beings and the struggle that we go through as black men in this world.
That's right. It's very interesting that thank you, Brother Muhammad, first of all, for calling in and giving us the insight into your life, because it's funny, I'm very familiar with the Somalian community. I'm real close to one of my good friends, Adam. He's over in Riyadh right now, but those are my people. I'm like I'm a cousin to I'm a cousin. Every time I see a Somali, we're cousins. This Nick, having you on this channel is definitely eye opening, and I have to tell you that, like, personally, I didn't notice, but I'm noticing now that our young people have a bright future,
without a doubt.
And the reason why I think I asked about those moments of transition is because I know we do have young folks that are in our midst right now that are listening, probably passing through, and they need to understand and see that one of their own, in certain respects.
I'm still one of them. When I go into jail,
yeah.
I tell them I'm you.
Yeah.
I'm no different than you. Call me brother. I'm not above you or below you.
Yeah. That's right. You're not. We not. Man, we've seen it all. I had a brother my older brother was killed in a car accident. And some people know this, but I'm gonna say this, that I used to have dreams like every night, since we're talking about like prayer and meditation and like being real close to God. I used to have dreams every night from age 16 to age 23, and I would cry myself to sleep. And then I would cry while sleeping regularly every night. I had to turn the pillow over just to get a good night's rest. I would get cold, like sweats and stuff like that. And then one day I asked God. I was like, God, can you please take this away? Like I had meditated throughout the entire day, and I prayed. I said, listen, like I usually don't say if you do, but I was like, if you do this, I can get some sleep. From age 16 to 23, I wasn't sleeping. And it was really, really, really hard. And immediately, the next morning or the next night, then I didn't have any dreams. I haven't had a dream about my brother in 48 this year, 25 years, whatever, however long that is, like, at all. And I bring that up to say that when we want transitions to happen, when we really, really want them to happen, they can, boom, happen.
Mm-hmm.
They can happen, but you have to, like, want it. You got to, like, feel like you are in this, you're in the dream. You got to feel like you in it, right? Let's pay some bills. Let's pay some bills. This is Truth Radio. Manon Sabir, the Grapevine, filling in. We have brother Nickolas X, my little brother. So far, so good. Hey, please call in. Please hit us on the chat. 833-212-1017. Let's pay these bills.
Wake up to Truth in the Morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
Again, I'm the legendary Home Blow, along with my girl,
Bailey Coleman.
True Nation, we want to hear from you. 833-212-1017.
Truth in the
I
Morning.
love you, baby. I just love the different talks, how y'all mix it up.
Truth in the Morning.
As a community, we have to take a deeper look at our family, at our friends, and ourselves, help other people heal, be kind to people, be concerned about people's well-being, and I love you all. You all have been rocking it out. Salute. God bless.
Wake up to Truth in the Morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
101.7 FM, The Truth.
Homer and I will be the new morning show.
Truth in the Morning.
On the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Love y'all.
We'll be black.
So don't change your dial.
You're listening to 101.7 FM, The Truth of Milwaukee.
Don't miss one of Milwaukee's favorite summer traditions, the U-Path Ride for Arts, presented by Miller Lite, returns Sunday, May 31st. Ride a fully closed 20-mile course across the Hone Bridge with incredible lakefront views. Kids 12 and under ride free thanks to the Brewers Community Foundation. All in support of Southeastern Wisconsin Performing Arts. 7 a.m. start, finish at U-Path Fest on Summerfest grounds. Register today at upaathride.org. That's UPAFRIDE.org.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back. The Grapevine with Manon Sabir. That's me in the fill-ins. We got brother Nickolas X on the Truth Radio 101.7. Let me tell you, let's have some fun. Let's have a little fun. We've been talking about some really deep things, and I think you can't even stop going deep. But who's your favorite comedian?
That's a good question. I would have to say Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, why?
Because I think, people don't really respect you until you dead.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to realize that when he passed, because he had the Chappelle show, and it don't get much better than that.
Yeah.
But then he also do stand up.
Right.
And then he also do good in movies. Like there's nothing that he don't do good.
And then his social commentary as he's doing comedy is informative.
And then he not fearful. He'll speak the truth.
Right.
He'll speak truth to power. I like that about him too.
So are you like that? Are you like that in life? Like, you speak truth to power?
You got to. That you have to. You have to. So when I speak to decision makers, we're gonna keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
When I speak to anybody, we gotta keep it real. We can't water down nothing. They got the internet now. People would know if you watering it down. Can't do that.
What type of food do you eat? I like what's your favorite food?
I don't got a favorite food. I can tell you I eat out, and when I do eat out, it's usually some type of ethnic food.
Where do you eat?
So my favorite Mexican spot is Solito Lindo. I love Mexican food.
Everybody go to Solito Lindo.
And then I like
Zach.
Mobe Cafe, Jamaican.
Yeah.
I like Indian food.
Mm-hmm.
And of course Mediterranean food,
Right.
I like that one spot. I forget the name of it. It's over there on Layton. It's on like 7th and 8th or 8th and Layton.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Palace.
Yeah.
There we go. It's right over there by the by the mosque.
Right.
But I just know that's usually when I eat out, that's what I eat. I eat bean soup a lot.
Right.
I eat salmon. Salmon is probably bean soup and salmon. I eat salmon. I can eat salmon every day of the week. So I eat a lot of salmon.
Tell me about beans. Tell me about bean soup. So I know that's a part of the culture. Bean soup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why beans? What type of beans?
Navy beans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just a extraordinary amount of health benefits. It's one of the it's if you look it up, it's considered what do they call them? A superfood or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget the name of them, but navy beans are considered a superfood. So it's just a healthy food. But then if you look at the whole soup, it ain't nothing but vegetables and beans.
Right.
And it's just healthy. And anytime you eat healthy, that comes out in the way you think, that comes out in the way you act. So it's the way you eat, And there's a reason. So that's the reason why when you read the scriptures, it talk about a pig in a certain way.
Yeah.
So a lot of people talk about swine. I don't eat pork.
Yeah.
But swine is also a mentality.
Yeah.
Lovers of filth. A pig love filth.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I found that another reason why Muslims don't eat swine is because it's also harder to kill. And the Creator in all of the Creator's glory didn't want certain animals to suffer. And that's one animal that had the resilience not to die as fast. So when we feel like, we're when a farmer takes a pig out, that, they're kind of still alive, and so that's the reason why the pig was disallowed. Also, that was one of the reasons why the pig was not allowed to be eaten and taken in by the body.
The way we're taught is the pig is poisonous.
That's right.
And so
it harbors all the garbage inside of the it's fiber. Hey, we're gonna take a break real quick. We got brother Nickolas X. We're gonna pay these bills on Truth Radio 101.7. Truth Radio. Let's pay these bills.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 101.7 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey.
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, may I ask a few questions?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog.
Great. Do you have a pool outside?
Nope, just a big old backyard.
Nice. Another question. Are there any unlocked guns in the home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, let's just talk about what we can bring for dessert.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to the Truth Radio, 101.7. You in the Grapevine with Manan, Sabir, and the fill-ins. We got brother Nickolas X today filling in. Let me tell you, we're gonna go to the chat real quick. Look at this. Oh, we got brother Muhib. What? We got brother Muhib. Reginald, thank you, brother Mu. Man, I would definitely appreciate it. Brother Mu said, deep, brother Nickolas X, that's good knowledge. Road to Success Fitness says first time listening. Y'all speaking real facts, respect. Well, here was like blessings, bro. Manan, this is a dope conversation. Let's see. Reginald said, SubhanAllah. Brother Muhib. Jasmine West said that's her favorite. Yeah, Salita Lindo is her favorite spot. Yeah. But let me ask you. We were talking about. So my question is, when you walk through the neighborhood, and you walk, religiously through our neighborhoods, what do you find that's so peaceful about our neighborhood?
I don't be honest with you. Like, I'm at peace, like, with myself. I got a peace that, like, really, I think only Allah could give. Well, I believe only Allah could give. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, when I walk through our neighborhoods, I'm moved to do something about the conditions that we living in.
Right.
So really, I get, like I said, I'm really empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
So, because God brought me through hell. So when I see the suffering of others, it bothers me.
Right.
And when I walk and I see the look on our people's face, and I see stuff that they going through, I move to try to do something.
Right.
To try to do something about it. That's what I've dedicated my life to, trying to do something about the problem, mm-hmm. or be a part of the solution to the problem. But I just know when I walk through the communities, I love being around my people.
Right.
I love that. That's a part that brings me peace because, you know, when you in certain environments, like everything fake, like political environments, stuff like that, you dealing with people, everything fake. One thing I love about being in the hood among our people is they gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah.
You know, they don't really have time for all that, you know, having that mask on, you know, the mask of civility. They don't got time for that.
Yeah.
So you get the real with them, but so I enjoy that, and I love teaching our people, and I love inspiring them, and I love I just love being around them. That's what I believe what I was born for.
So you took your mask off a long time ago.
Yeah. So yeah, when I used to try to code switch, I mean, obviously I speak people languages. You know, I'm gonna speak your language. If I'm speaking to someone, I'm definitely gonna speak your language the best way I know how. But I'm gonna be me regardless. That's all I can be.
Yeah.
You know, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, "You be you. You know, be who God made you. You got talents that are unique to you. Every one of us do.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna be me, and I'm not gonna ask for. I'm unapologetically. I'm gonna be who I am, and that's all I can be. I can't be nothing else. Anybody who don't like me for being me, I don't know what to tell them. But I'm gonna unapologetically be who I am. But at the same time, that don't mean that not being a Muslim. But Islam is freedom, so it allows me the freedom to be who I really am,
right?
And what God made me to be, and see things the way God made me to see it.
Wow. So, when you walk through our neighborhoods, you're giving inspiration.
I mean, yeah, immediately, because when you see the suffering of our people, I'm inspired to do something about it. I have to. I feel a duty to. You know, like you got all this knowledge, but you sitting somewhere in the office, or you know, I gotta get out here in the hood.
Yeah.
I gotta get in the jail.
Yeah.
I gotta get where the people suffering the most because they need it the most. To me, one injustice to one is injustice to all. So if we don't take care of the most marginalized community, then that marginalization spreads.
Do you feel
you see the paradigm of this world starts with the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
And them allowing that has spread global. So it starts with us. That was the worst crime ever committed, ever. And it started there. That was okay. You built a whole world off our back. All the banks, all the businesses. You get to looking,
companies.
you get to looking into some of these businesses. You find that they got old slave money. You find that a lot of, so we built this world. The Western world was built off of the transatlantic slave trade. It came off of our back.
Yeah.
And they allowed that injustice to happen. And now it's going outside of just us. Now it's spreading to everybody. So injustice to one is injustice to all. This is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the end of your world would be because you won't give justice to the black man. Yeah. A lot of people thought he was crazy when he said that. But that was a factual statement. What he was saying was, if you don't take care of this problem, it's gonna spread everywhere, and that's what we're seeing today.
It becomes an amoeba. Yeah. It starts to take over everything. Yeah. You know, it's interesting how life imitates health. Life imitates your health. You know, I went to the doctor the other day, and the doctor told me one thing, and immediately about my body. You know, I'm getting older, of course. Told me one thing, and I knew that if I didn't take care of this thing, although the doctor played it off, shout out to my doctor, but, you know, we had this conversation. If I didn't take care of that little thing, which the doctor said it was common for everybody on earth to have this, but my thing was just a little bit more elevated. I learned that if I didn't take care of this, that it could, you know, something would graduate, right? And I immediately like went into health mode. Like, all right, look, this is what I need to do. I need to go, I need to walk, I need to pray, I need to meditate, I need to take care of this. Like, I don't want the this one small itty bitty microscopic issue to become a larger issue, to start affecting the rest of my body. But in reality, in this case, because we didn't take care of this one person, this one thing, now we have a huge problem.
Yeah.
Is it, are we to blame? Do you in some ways blame us?
That's a nuanced. I had to give a nuanced answer. You know, of course, we got to be accountable, and it's up to us.
Yeah,
you know, ain't nobody coming to save us. We got to save us.
Right.
So we have accountability to save us because we've been in this country now for over 470 years. So we should know by now that they're not gonna do it.
Right.
We got to do it. So that's clear. So the solution is in the problem. So we have to take accountability. That's a call to action. We have to take accountability. The men in the community have to stand up. We have to be restored. You know, and here's the thing, like with politics, for instance, like you got to think about the concept of politics. Essentially, politics is you wanting to have control over your community, right? You wanting to have, because you not want anything to be allowed in your community, right? So, and when you have, and every people, it don't matter which people, it don't matter if they black, you know, or not. I wouldn't say Jewish, Italian, Korean, Chinese.
Yeah.
They all want to control their communities.
Right.
You know, they have Chinatowns, Little Italies, and, you know, they control their communities.
Yeah.
So, but when you have a people who have no interest in controlling their communities, then you have to ask, why do these people have no interest in that? And then so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said one of the worst crimes that was committed was the slave master took the desire out of us. Like he took the desire out of it. Because remember, this is centuries long of oppression. And so another thing is we have been attacked biochemically.
Right.
We talked about the food, but we haven't talked about the drugs. We have a little bit, but marijuana was biochemically manipulated. Marijuana by itself is not addictive.
Right.
But they added atoms in there to make it addictive. They chemically altered it in the Army Chemical Corps.
Right.
And so it's a method of pacification. In other words, they don't want us thinking about freedom. If you chasing a high, you ain't gonna think about freedom.
Right.
If you chasing crack, you're not gonna think about freedom. If you chasing your lower desires, you ain't thinking about freedom.
Yeah.
So if they keep us there, we'll stay in this condition. And so that's why we gotta focus on self-improvement, because I gotta improve myself individually, and then I can tell other people to improve. But we all have to work on self-improvement, and we got to have the knowledge of self and the love of our people instilled in us so that we can do for ourselves and so that we can clean up our community, because we have to do it. Nobody's going to do it. You can do all the policies you want. You can, whatever you want to do, we have to do it. We have to pool our money together like everybody else do. We have to control our politics like everybody else do. We have to run businesses like everybody else do. Ain't nobody else. I mean, we have to do everything ourselves. That's the solution. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that in the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s.
Right.
We've done everything but what he said. Today, we need to start doing what he said.
Hot mic. This is the Grapevine in the fill-ins. We got Nickolas X. Hey, when we come back, we're going to hit him with the rapid-fire questions, and then we're going to let him go. All right.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
Another function of white supremacy, don't teach black people stuff, because if you give us a little bit of knowledge, we'll invent something totally new. That's why it was illegal to teach slaves to read, because if we could read, then we could write. And if we could write, we could communicate. And if we could communicate, we could plan. And if we could plan, we could strategize. And if we can plan and write and read and communicate and strategize, we could overthrow white supremacy, because they've always known how fragile it is.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day. Too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
At UW-Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW-Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW-Milwaukee. Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Just want to really congratulate Mech on this very important venture that y'all on right now. I think it's real dope. I think it's real important. And I'm looking forward to listening to y'all. Usually y'all listen to talk radio at this time. But y'all is on here, and it's something that I'm looking forward to listening to. Getting some real community on that in that space.
Keep texting. Keep calling. Keep being you, Truth Nation. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
Welcome back to the Truth Radio. The Grapevine, Manon, Sabir, and the fill-ins. We got a really, really special guest in studio. And then right after, we got Nyesha Stone from Carvd Stone. But real quick, Nickolas X, I'm gonna give you something really light. Then I want you to hit me with your socials, like coffee or tea.
Coffee.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be out on some disagreements later on, little brother. We talked about this after.
Hey, some new studies that came out though.
Yeah,
when you see the new study,
yeah,
you might change your mind.
I ran across them, but tea still. All right. Hey, hit us with your social.
It's Nickolas X Islam on all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. But I also wanted to talk about some programming that we got coming up.
Yep.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of free programming that's coming up in collaboration.
Knock it out.
With Milwaukee County DHHS, Fathers Making Progress, Her Wellness, Ana Paula Suarez. And I just want to say that it's a collaboration going on that'll be coming out soon. That'll be at the Milwaukee. It'll be collaboration with the Milwaukee Turners and all the other organizations that I just mentioned, and it'll be free to the public. And we need people.
Can we
get involved?
Can we find all this information out at your socials?
Milwaukee Turners. Milwaukee Turners.
Yeah.
So for that, go to Milwaukee Turners on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, your Milwaukee Turners website, Google Milwaukee Turners. They got the website. But I'm gonna be posting it on my platform too, Nickolas X Islam. Anything I'm a part of, I'm gonna post it.
I like that. Give us your socials one more time. Just slow it down a little bit.
So Nickolas X Islam on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Nickolas is spelled Nickolas. Usually people spell it Nich. Mine is Nick.
Okay.
So it's Nickolas X Islam.
Hey, you want to do a part 2?
We need to.
All right. Hey,
beautiful thing.
Thank you all. We got Nyesha Stone coming up on the Truth Radio, the Grapevine, and the fill-ins with Manon Sabir. Thank you, Nickolas X. Shout out to you. Shout out to your ancestors, and thank you so much for coming through.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you all.
Let's pay these bills.
breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
Another function of white supremacy: don't teach black people stuff, because if you give us a little bit of knowledge, we'll invent something totally new. That's why it was illegal to teach slaves to read, because if we could read, then we could write. And if we could write, we could communicate. And if we could communicate, we could plan. And if we could plan, we could strategize. And if we can plan and write and read and communicate and strategize, we could overthrow white supremacy, because they've always known how fragile it is.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me, because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
At UW-Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW-Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW-Milwaukee, Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
What's up, y'all? Listen, hey, welcome back to the Grapevine, the fill-ins of Anon Sabir, 101.7, The Truth Radio, and today we have Nyesha Stone. What's up, Nyesha?
Hey, what's up? Look at you on the radio.
I know. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is gonna be a brother sister moment on the radio. So let's get Carvd and Stone.
What's up?
Carvd and Stone. Nyesha, for our listeners' sake, who are you?
Who are you? So who am I? Who am I? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm trying to not say the typical thing. All right. So Nyesha Stone, I'll be 30 this year, so I'm really excited about that. It's my golden birthday. And it's really exciting because I started Carvd and Stone when I was 20. So it's almost a decade. All of my 20s have been spent trying to build a business and building a business. So for the last almost decade, I've been covering positive news. It started in Milwaukee. And I really never meant for it to be a business. It's just, as you know, being from Milwaukee, it's just when you turn on the news, when they say something about the Black community, it's just like, who are y'all talking about?
Right.
That can't be us.
Right.
And so once I was in college, I learned like what the field was. I'm like, oh yeah, this stuff is pretty screwed.
Right.
And so, and I was like, y'all gonna focus on the negative, so I'm gonna focus on the positive. And that was just kind of me being rebellious, learning about the Black press and how they were rebellious and saying white people when white people said Black people in the newspaper, and just really learning the history and the foundation of things. I was like, I want to make a difference.
Right.
All that to say, 9 years later, now we're covering different cities. We went to Tokyo to cover a Black travel agency in Milwaukee. So it really just started because I was just angry at how people are covering people like me and you. I feel like they only show one side. And so I just wanted to show something different.
I remember coming just back into the framework of Milwaukee last year, and I caught you. Well, you caught me on the beach. It was me and my daughter, and I think I was training, whatever. I was out there, and you interviewed me, and so I caught a little bit of that about the stuff that you did, and that was amazing. Like, so you're highlighting our advantages.
Yeah, and it's really like we are a news company that only covers positive news. And we say original because we're actually going out and finding the news, reporting on it, interviewing it. We're not just, copying off somebody else. So that takes more time. But yeah, 9 years of whatever you think of the news is, we're doing that, but just covering the positive stuff. So all beats, we cover education, we're covering STEM, we're covering entertainment, we're doing the celebrities, we're doing the businesses, entrepreneurship, all of that, but just really focusing on the positive aspects of things, because I just think there needs to be a balance. Yes, we need the investigative journalism. I don't really think we need the blogs, if I'm being quite honest. But we do need a whole plethora of news. I just don't feel like it's enough positivity out there. So we've been doing it for almost 10 years now.
Yeah, so I want to get into that, but real quick, 833-212-1017. That is our number. Please call in, talk to us, talk to Nyesha Stone, Carvd and Stone. Even if you have some good news for her, I'm sure she'd be willing to even highlight you. Hit us up on the chat too. Yes, so Jasmine West says, my homegirl Nyesha, aw. And then, of course, she's going to say, "Oh." Hit us up on the chat, Truth Radio, YouTube. We're live right now. Nyesha, who got you into journalism?
Myself.
Yeah.
I just always like writing and like English class growing up, and I feel like that was just a way I could express myself, was like through journaling and things like that. So originally, I wanted to go to culinary school, so I was selling cookies and baking cookies at Rufus King and selling them.
Oh, wow.
So now going into my 30s, I am going to go to culinary school because that's just something I still really want to do. But I just didn't do it at the time. And I'm like, well, I know I want to go to college. I got to figure out something. So I just started doing research, and I found journalism. And I'm like, I really don't know what it is. I didn't think of a broadcast anchor. I really thought of the writing more so. And I was like, I'm gonna just go for it. And I got into Tennessee State University, went to orientation, couldn't afford it. And I was like, dang, man, I got into UWM. So let me just go there. I wanted to leave home so bad. And so I was like, I'm stuck here for another 4 years. But it ended up being a really great thing because the journalism department, they taught me everything. I could know about journalism, the foundation of it, what it means, how to actually report, how to talk to the community. Like, we were covering Flint as a student. And so, like, being able to go across states and like interview people about hard-hitting things. I did a report on some police at UWM about some sexual abuse. And so, like, I know that other side of journalism.
Right.
And so I was able to see all of that while I was still a student. So who brought me to it? Myself. I just knew I didn't really know nobody in my family immediate that went to college and graduated. So that always been a thing I wanted to do since a preteen.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I never knew exactly what I wanted to do. And then culinary came around. I'm like, I don't know. But journalism was like, something was just pulling me towards it. And then by like my sophomore year, I'm like, yeah, I know for sure this is exactly what I want to do. And I've just been in love with it ever since.
What was the most impactful story that you came across while doing this project?
Like in college, or was just with Carvd and Stone?
The Carvd and Stone, yeah.
With my news company, I don't know if we have one like super impactful story. It's just for me being able to be like a lot of these articles I write at my house, in my apartment, from a living room or wherever I may be, and just to see that my words actually do matter. People do read them. It is helping people with their sales. People are getting their first time ever being covered, and now organizations like Afrotech are picking up my news. Like I always knew that positive news matter and that what I was doing matter. And now it's cool to finally see like people are like, I've been searching for this, or this is so wonderful that you do this. So I think that's the most impactful. Is just like sometimes I need that reminder, like it ain't easy doing this, but I need sometimes it's just dang, like you really did that because you sat down, interviewed this person, made this story, and now this person is still reaping the benefits years later.
What yeah. I think I remember encountering you years ago, and now you're in this place where it's not necessarily, it's a business, so it's not smooth sailing, right? But it's a place where you're able to make different entrepreneurial moves in relationship to your business. I know you have a book fair coming up.
Yeah. So learning, I never wanted to be just an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, I want to be a business owner. And it's like, all right, and even learning the difference between founder and CEO. And so I really want to live the life of a CEO. I want to move past the founder. I want to move past the business owner. So I always knew from the beginning, like I never saw myself as just an entrepreneur. So everything that I'm currently doing now and will continue to do, I already planned this stuff like 10 years ago, about 10 years ago. Yeah. And so it's just been taking time. So with the book fair, we now have a foundation. So we have Carvd and Stone, which is our for-profit. Right. And then we have Carvd and Stone Foundation, which is now our community impact arm. I knew I always wanted a foundation because we've been always doing community work, scholarships, mentoring, internships, but we were being taxed on all of this stuff. And so I knew I eventually want to get to a point where I can have a foundation and just be able to just give back to the community without hurting the business. And so in 2019, we collected books by authors of color. And we didn't really do a book fair that year, but we partnered with the COA and we went to one of their back school events. And so they let us just get there. I just had bins from different genres and just let people just pick out the books.
Right.
Now with the foundation, I'm like, I want to be a little bit more intentional. Let's bring back this book drive. Now we have over 300 and let's throw our own book fair. I've seen people in the city do book fairs. I've covered them. Why can't I do my own? And so really been planning this since last year. And so July 19th, from 1 to 4 at McGovern Park, we'll be giving away over 300 books written by authors of color through the Carvd and Stone Foundation in partnership with Milwaukee Parks Foundation. Everything will be free. Books for all ages. We're going to have free horse rides. We're going to have a free snack bar. Genesis Renji will be performing. We have LaDeja Miller, who's doing the author activation. And so I was like, let's go big, let's have fun, and let's increase Milwaukee's literacy.
Hey, you're on the Grapevine with Nyesha Stone, myself, Manan Sabir. Nyesha Stone is filling in on Truth Radio 101.7. Let's take these breaks and hit these bills.
Just want to really congratulate Mech on this very important venture that y'all on right now. I think it's real dope. I think it's real important, and I'm looking forward to listening to y'all. Usually I'll listen to talk radio at this time, but y'all is on here, and it's something that I'm looking forward to listening to, getting some real community on that in that space.
Keep texting, keep calling, keep being you, Truth Nation. Milwaukee Black Talk, 101.7 The Truth.
What's the word, Milwaukee? It's your favorite producer, Mech. Don't just check in. Tap in with Jazz Tyler.
Tap in. We are live and direct Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And I am your host, Jazz Tyler. This platform is for the youth, the voices of the city. We are here to remind the world that your voice matters. Hit us up, tap in, and let us know what's on your mind because the time is now. Tap in.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Don't settle for a fixer-upper. Build a brand new home with Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity. They partner with first-time buyers to make home ownership possible with little to no down payment and a team that's on your side every step of the way. Even if you're just starting to explore what's possible, they're here to help you take the next step. If your household earns between $55,000 and $90,000 a year, you may qualify. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Grapevine with Manan Sabir. That's me and the fill-ins. We got Nyesha Stone from Carvd and Stone. The Truth, she's on the Truth Radio 101.7. Nyesha.
Yeah.
What was the most impactful book that you've encountered in that period of time while kind of putting the book fair together?
My favorite book I've read this year so far.
Yeah.
I think it's called like Pachinko.
Tell me about
it. I don't know who wrote it, but it's just really about like Koreans and like how they grew up, and like it went through like a generation of families. It's a fictional story. What I really liked about it, it just really told me about a different culture.
Yeah.
And just like we really like, even during like the war and stuff like that, they couldn't even eat rice. Like that was like a luxury for them. And people may make fun of it now, like, oh, they eat rice with every meal and stuff like that. But like the one thing I love about books is that you learn so much from different cultures, from different people. And it just gives me a wider view on life. So that made me more inspired to be like, we really have to do this book fair, because again, it's authors of color. So it's not just Black people, it's literally everyone that pertains to their authors of color. And so just really just showing like the diversity that is within Milwaukee. We all need to see ourselves in it, even adults. So yeah.
Tell people where the book fair is and when again. Since we went to break, I want people to realize that they need this information.
Yeah, so Carvd and Stone Foundation, our Authors of Color Book Fair, will be held July 19th from 1 to 4 p.m. at McGovern Park. We're giving away free books, over 300 books written by authors of color for all ages, all genres. We got fiction, autobiography, self-help, just whatever you really can think of. We have that, and they're pretty much brand new books. So we have over 300 books. They're brand new. Free horse rides. That's what I'm most excited about outside of the books. I'm going to have a DJ, snack bar.
Who's DJing?
DJ Drip Sweat. So me and her went to high school together, so I always have fun whenever I can bring her to a project.
Right.
I do. So yeah, DJ, artist, author, again, horses, snacks, and we're just going to give away books until we run out of them.
You know, my daughter just started reading, and we're part of the autism awareness autism community. And last night I was laying down with her, and she was on my arm, and she read the word "have," and I almost started crying. How important is literacy in our community?
I think it should be more important. I do think a lot of times, and this speaking from my personal experience. So my granny taught me how to read. So I've been reading since
Shout out to Granny.
I was like 4. But so my nephew, shout out to Dante. A lot of people know him. It just kind of like with the pandemic, he kind of struggled with reading for a little bit. So for a year, my mother and the family had him read every day with him for a year straight. Now he's back on his reading level. And so I say that, like, sometimes it's in your home, and it's like, are we addressing the things that are going on in our home? We can't always blame the teachers. We always can't blame the community. But what can we do as a family, as our immediate family? What can we do to make a difference? So I think literacy should be more important in our community, and we should all take an individual responsibility to figure out how we can help that. It's not always throwing this big old book fair or buying some books for somebody, but maybe it's you taking time to read to yourself out loud. I've had to, do that with myself. Like sometimes I'm reading a book and I'll read out loud so I can learn new words, so I can understand things better. It's not, not just become this amazing reader and it just stops. Like, you got to cultivate that skill and keep it going.
So, I know there's a statistic that says that, if a child is not reading by 3rd grade, that is an indication in their journey and where they will wind up later on in life. They liken that saying to kids going to prison later on. And I know you've encountered those statistics, but do you feel that holds to be true?
I feel like numbers and stuff could be screwed all the time. I think it just goes back to like what I said, like anything could trigger somebody to do something. Like one bad thing, I don't think I think that's just putting too much on a child and just naming it too early. Like, if you don't do this thing by this age, you're a failure. You're going to end up like this. Like I never agree with those type of things. I do agree that the more literate you are, maybe you'll possibly have a better future. But just because you learn later in life doesn't mean that you're going to have a bad life or that you're going to end up in prison or all these things. Like, no. So I think we have to stop paying attention so much to the statistics and just focus on like the real life, the human being behind it. No, I don't think if a child doesn't read by 3rd grade, that means they're going to be set up for failure and they're probably going to go to jail. No, no.
Tell me your granny's name.
Her name's Sandra, but she go by Sandy.
Hey, let her know that we are very, very grateful to have you in our midst. The work that you put in this community, and that is highly consistent, and it's very honorable to have Carvd in stone as a breadwinner and a thought leader in Milwaukee, not just in Milwaukee, but now across the world. So Nyesha Stone, I really appreciate you. One last question: given all of the things that you do, what do you do for yourself? What are you doing for yourself to bring it down? What's the mindfulness piece?
I got a few things, because I will say I'm a very how do I say it? I stress a lot about like a lot of things. So for me, it's either taking time to read a book, going on a walk, doing some yoga, or literally just doing nothing and sitting here. I think a lot of times I have to give myself to people, not even give myself, but I have to have the meetings. I have to, listen to other people's stories. And so I never want to forget who I am. So if I ever get too big headed, I'm gonna call my mama. She's gonna keep me humble.
Right.
My siblings, but really it's like when I start to feel like I'm about to like spin out, and that happens throughout the week, like because so much stuff, I pick on one of those things. Is it books? Is it walking? Is it yoga? Is it going to cook something? Like I have to do one of those things every single day to know, like, to stay grounded in like where I'm at.
Right on. Before we leave, is there something you want to tell the folks in our land?
Yes. So Nyesha Stone, Carvd in Stone. We are Milwaukee's only positive news company. I think in the city, I know for sure in the city and possibly in the state. Been here for 9 years. I'm asking y'all to please consider becoming a paid member so we can keep our journalism going, our positive news going. I want to keep the news free, but we do need help to be, sustainable. So if y'all can consider like actually investing in news, I would really appreciate it. So carvdstone.com/subscribe. And if anything, just follow us. You got a positive news company that you can support and, learn from.
Nyesha Stone, Carved in Stone. Thank you so much. You are my sister. Thank you for interviewing me in the summer and seeing us at the beach. We definitely appreciate you. And I mean, you are a gem. Please follow Nyesha Stone. Let's get you on again when you come back in Milwaukee and try to let's have some more conversation, especially as it relates to the book fair. And when it starts to come up, we want to get you back on. So let's get you going.
All right, we'll do. And I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, thank you, Nyesha Stone. Thank you for coming on to the Grapevine with Manon the Fill-Ins. This is Truth Radio 101.7. Thank you.
Just want to really congratulate Meech on this very important venture that y'all on right now. I think it's real dope. I think it's real important, and I'm looking forward to listening to y'all. Usually I don't listen to talk radio at this time, but y'all is on here, and it's something that I'm looking forward to listening to, getting some real community on that in that space.
Keep texting, keep calling, keep being you, Truth Nation. Milwaukee Black Talk, 101.7 The Truth.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely, but thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries and dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail, whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. It's been years since former NFL head coach Brian Flores initially filed a lawsuit against the league, claiming system-wide racial discrimination that's leading to fewer opportunities for black coaches. The Supreme Court recently denied the NFL's request to send the suit into arbitration, which would have allowed the league to settle the matter in private. And now the suit will move forward. Bloomberg Supreme Court reporter Justin Wise explains.
what it does is it opens the door for this case to be litigated for potential trial, and where that case will be tried in front of a court. Flores' lawyers have also argued that it sets a standard, that a league policy that makes Roger Goodell, the league's commissioner, the default arbitrator, is inadequate.
The root of the case is what Flores says is a sham interview he underwent for a big head coaching job. He claims the team only interviewed him to satisfy the Rooney Rule and had no serious intentions of hiring him. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Welcome back to the Grapevine with me, Manan Sabir, and the fill-ins. We had some special guests on today. Man, it was powerful because, I learned a lot. I like interviewing folks to get some type of understanding, from them, because it fills my heart. It fills my heart. I want to hear from everybody. You're on the Truth Radio again, 101.7. I want to hear from people on the chat. I want somebody to call in. Yo, give me what you think. You could get on your soapbox. I know this ain't soapbox Fridays, but tell me what you think. Tell me what you thought about the conversations. I want to know. This is Mindful Movement Mondays. Hopefully you got up out the bed from that long weekend, kicking it, at the park. It was nice. I know they had the UPAth going on, the UPAth Ride for the Arts. They also had Girls on the Run. Then they had a gang load of everything else going on this weekend. So, as long as you woke up, you can call in 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. I want to hear what you have to say about the callers that we had. Today we had Nickolas X, and he told us his story. He told us his story about how he how he came from, what did he say? He came from death. He came from hell. He came from hell into basically heaven. Like, you were born, he said, it was basically born in hell. Like, what happens when a person is born in hell? Like, man, when you're born in hell, it's hard to see heaven. It's hard to see it's hard to see the truth until it's kind of slammed in your face. He was excuse me, I'm drinking my green juice. He had an issue with his mom. The government got involved, the local government, state government got involved, and his rights were given up. He was moved around 20 times, and then he landed in Milwaukee. Came back to live with his dad, but he said that his life was so far gone by the time he hit 14 that his dad couldn't save him. It kind of reminded me of that scene in Boys in the Hood when Lawrence Fishburne, I forgot his name. Can somebody remind me of Lawrence Fishburne's name in the chat, or you can call in and let me know Lawrence Fishburne's name in Boys in the Hood, and then Cuba Gooding Jr. had to come live with him, but he had to have certain experiences. Like, Cuba had to have certain experiences inside of Lawrence Fishburne's house after he went from living with his mom to living at his dad's. He had to have those experiences in order to make sure that within the movie, in order to make sure that he became a man, and I think that was his rites of passage. So tell me, what was your favorite part about the interview with Nickolas X? He's a very, very knowledgeable young brother, man, and so I wanted to highlight that. And also, I do know from that conversation that our future in Milwaukee is specifically in Milwaukee, but I know that we have people listening from all over the world. I know that our future in Milwaukee is highly underrated. I think that we have individuals, young folks that are really making a difference, and they're being overshadowed by some of the negative news that is being brought out in our community, especially as we look down at our phones. We're looking at these devices, and we see fights. There are many different things, I should say, dramas and dramedies that are going on in our social medias that we need to kind of discern. So tell me, somebody, Andre Gentry says Andre Gentry 5085. Trey's dad in the name of the boy in the hood was Furious Styles. That's a wild name too. Thanks Andre. His name was Furious Styles, and it's interesting that his name was Furious Styles because that's a real poetic type of name. You're furious because as a I'm a black man, as a black man in that neighborhood. And if you ever been to Compton, shout out to my family in Compton, LA, Compton in particular. You ever been to Compton back then? That was, there was some things going on. So why, an educated person living, working hard, aiming to raise his family, happens to be named Furious, and he's furious because he's in this condition, and his mind is out of the condition, but his body is still there. And then it's a style to his fury. He had the Chinese. Well, Andre, look up what are the Chinese song. The things that he was juggling. Al, man. Hey, we got a caller. Al, you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Al, talk to me.
Well, first thing I'm gonna say is I'm willing to walk. I'm willing to go through hell to get to my heaven, because I don't believe in psychological warfare. And I think the reason why we're going through this stuff right now, because there's no opportunities for blacks. So they always tell people, live your life right, so you can get to your heaven. But I'm going to get to my heaven now, because I decide my heaven. Because, see, when you drop dead and decide to ride in the box, why would you get to heaven?
Hey, Al,
you just know, huh?
Let me ask you a question.
What's that?
What do you do in the morning when you wake up? What do you meditate and pray in the mornings?
When I get up, I cuss. I say, good morning, this is who I am, this is about what to do today. Sometimes I want to call another state and put my hand through the phone and wring their neck till their eyes pop out like Large Marge and Poltergeist, okay, or Pee Wee Herman. So I say this, I'd rather walk through hell to get my heaven now, because the people who are living by government, they're getting their heaven. They're getting their heaven now. Black people are being told that they have to submit and live self-righteous, because don't nobody want to give it to them. So if you ain't going to give it to it, goddamn it, I'm going to take it, because I'm highly favored by self. I believe in me by self. I don't need nobody from the upper skies to come bless me, because he's blessing the evil. And even if the devil is blessing the evil, he's not stopping the evil. Actually, he bragged to the evil. You deserve your heaven now, because some of our ancestors and relatives died with a smile on their face and lived every day by righteous and died with nothing. And he didn't show up at all. So you get your heaven now. And I'm willing to go through hell to get my heaven, because I'm going to get it now. Not when I die. Now.
That's a hot mic.
Now, if everybody else want to wait, go ahead and wait. But I'm getting my heaven now.
Al, thank you so much.
Have I?
Yeah. Man, that's that's quite a statement. I'm willing I'm willing to walk through hell to get to heaven. You know, like me too. I'm willing to walk through hell to get to heaven. Like yeah, you know, a lot of us go through these ebbs and flows in life. You know, all of us go through ebbs and flows in life. When I was, you know, running the spot, the Juice Kitchen, man. I remember encountering this one young lady. She had a baby. She literally had just had a baby, and she comes into the Juice Kitchen, and she asks, you know, what can beat cancer? I'm like, you know, yeah, let's get some juice. Let's get you started on juice. I'm not saying I'm the doctor to give you juice to beat cancer, but let's try it. Let's see what happens. Then she tells me, I need to talk to you outside. So I go outside, and she starts crying a little bit. I was like, what's going on? She's like, I just had a baby, and I was just diagnosed with spinal cancer of the spine. And it broke me down. And I was like, okay, what stage? And she says, stage 3. Stage 3 cancer of the spine. And I was like, so that is, to your point, Al, that's a person's hell. And hopefully I had never seen her again after that. But I recognize that that she was in hell. She was walking through hell trying to get to heaven. And I have to say that wherever she is, whoever you are, my sister, like, hopefully that baby is, of course, probably 10 years old. Wherever you are, I pray that you beat it. If I was in your shoes, I wouldn't know what to do. I do know another sister that is has stage 4 cancer, and she's doing her best. And that's really, really hard to encounter. That's really, really tough. I also notice since you know, having the Juice Kitchen, I know so many people that would come in and have, you know, many different ailments, and that was their hell. I mean, literally, people would probably more likely say that. At this older man, he would come in, and they would have to help him across the street. That helped him. Literally, he would pull up. He'll wait for my staff to notice his car. He'll pull up at the same time every day, like 2:30, and we would close at 3. He'll wait for the staff to notice his car, and then he would get out the car. We would have to help him across the street, and he would come in, and we would have his juice ready so he can so he wouldn't have to sit down and wait for the juice, and he would go back. Later learning that he had he had a number of ailments, diabetes, he had some heart disease, and I think it was a little bit of arthritis. So, you know, a lot of us go through walk through hell, Al, to get to heaven. And I do recognize that the quality of heaven is dependent upon the type of environment that we set now. Like, if you're able to wake up, for example, meditate, pray, and as Brother Nickolas X said, you know, go do your exercise. Take that walk or that run or that ride to the gym and hit the sauna. So how many of y'all hit the sauna? Like, really really call in. How many of y'all hit the sauna? How many of you all have had the experience of going into the sauna? I remember being in Miami. I had a friend. Shout out to Mandy. I call him the guru. I had for me, having a health scare is probably minor to other people, but I listen to my body a lot. And I think I was working real hard, man. Like I was working hard. One Sunday, I just had a weird free open Sunday. And I looked on Facebook and I was looking for I was on Eventbrite and I was looking for a sauna, like a sauna bathhouse. And I was looking to just, go to a sauna. And so I looked on this Eventbrite page and this guy has a picture of all these guys sitting in a sauna like sweating. And I was like, man, I do not want to sit in a sauna with all these dudes. I just want to sit in a sauna by myself and just, meditate. At the time, my blood pressure was sky high. I mean, eyes were bloodshot red. If you look at the Truth Radio, like if you look at this thing right here, my eyes were bloodshot red. And things were like my body was just responding to the garbage I was putting in it. So I called Mandy, and this is what I need you guys to really, really do as we start winding down on this on our show. Is I called Mandy and I signed up for the Eventbrite. I go to the place. When I go to the place, Mandy he's not there. And I'm like, man, bro, like, where are you? He's like, man, I'm about 3 hours from making it. And so he's so I wait. I literally wait in this place that I've been to this place before. It was like far out in some like southwest Miami. And I wait for a while, and he calls me. He's apologetic. He's super apologetic. And I'm like, it's all good, bro. It's all good. So he shows up, and it's a sauna on the back of a trailer. And the dang sauna is sitting on the back of a trailer, but it's a wood sauna that has a wood burning stove inside of it, like the little wood burning thing, right? It burns wood chips and the actual wood. So I'm like, man, what is going on? Like, I haven't seen this I only seen this on Amazon. So he says, you ready? Man, I get in that sauna, and it was the hottest sauna I've ever been in. It burned me up, like to the point to where, it's already 100 degrees outside, but I step into the sauna, it's like 160, probably like 180, and he continued to put wood inside the sauna. But when I got out, man, I could have called my mama and jumped to the moon. Man, I was so relieved. Like my eyes cleared up, blood pressure was down, other guys started showing up, and I started going back in and out. By the time I get out, it's like probably like 8 of us, and somebody brings fresh fish, like fresh caught fish, and they make ceviche on the spot. So not only do I have camaraderie with other men, and because that was something I needed, right? But not only do I have camaraderie with other men, and I'm able to talk to them about man stuff, but I'm in this sauna, and I made a gang load of friends, and somebody feeds me. Like, what better life can you have? It's simple. And I didn't even, man, if Mandy, I know Mandy's probably listening soon. Mandy has not charged me, man. And I appreciate you, Mandy. Like, I appreciate you with, all sincerity, the work that you put in into me. And I'm usually putting work into people, but the work that you put into me in relationship to mindfulness and love of community is, unmatched in a lot of ways. So I appreciate you, but I'm gonna tell you, like, coming out of that sauna, I was hungry as a hungry lion. I was like, man, I'm about to go eat some whatever. And this guy is pulling out fresh fish, and he's chopping it up and making ceviche. Now, ceviche, I'm pretty sure, what are the ingredients of ceviche? Ceviche is, cilantro. He didn't have no shrimp, but he had fish, huh? Lemon, lime, cilantro. Like, he had sea salt, and then he had tomatoes and onions. And when I say, y'all listen, when I say this was the freshest fish I've had probably in years, it was the freshest fish I've had in probably years. It was amazing. That journey from one side of South Florida to the other side of South Florida changed my direction in how I took care of myself, because I knew I was getting older, and it happened to be that majority of us were all the same age. And it changed direction of how I took care of myself. So how are you all taking care of yourself? Reginald, how are you taking care of yourself? Muhid, how are you taking care of yourself? I want to know from everybody, how are you all taking care of yourselves, man? Hey, healing isn't linear. Discipline is self-love. That's what I learned. I learned in that moment, rest matters, boundaries matter, community matters, peace requires intention. Like, healing isn't just one way. Like, healing for me is, multi-layered. You can go to the sauna, yes, but you can definitely go to the basketball court. You can go and walk the dog. Go from walking the dog. You go from walking the dog to visiting your grandmother and giving her a massage. That's healing. That's you don't have to take the healing. You could also give the healing, right? So healing doesn't happen all at once. Sometimes healing looks like praying when you're stressed. Sometimes it's taking a walk. Sometimes it's turning off your phone. Sometimes it's apologizing. Sometimes it's finally breathing deeply after carrying pressure for lots of years. Milwaukee, this has been Mindful Movement Mondays on the Grapevine right here on Truth Radio 101.7. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. Remember, movement is medicine. Remember, breathe deeper, heal louder, love harder, and give yourself the grace and peace to be who you are. Grace and also peace. Peace, Milwaukee. This is the Truth Radio, the Grapevine 101.7. I'm going to go pick up this daughter of mine. Y'all, we got next, Meech, Jazz. Come on. Bring it, baby. Let's pay these bills.